Assalamualaikum. Welcome to online class. So today we are going to learn another rules of transformation of sentences from affirmative to negative. So let's start our class. Must. If there is must in an affirmative sentence, it will be transformed into cannot but. And if there is has to, it will be transformed into cannot but. The same. And if there is have to, it will also be the same. Cannot but. So student, instead of must, has to, have to, we have to write cannot but you can write cannot help. Cannot help. But in case of cannot help, you have to add ing with verb. Okay. So instead of cannot but, you can write cannot help, but in case of cannot help, you have to add ing with verb. So let's practice sentences. One thing is, student, if there is had to. If there is had to in an affirmative sentence, it will be could not. Could not but. Okay. If there is had to, it will be could not but. So let's practice. We must say prayers. So, students, this is an affirmative sentence. And when we transform this sentence into negative, we have to write we instead of must, we have to write cannot but, and then say prayers. Okay. Then we must obey our teachers. Then it will be we. If we write cannot help instead of must, then we have to add obeying, ing with obey. Our teachers. Okay, do you understand? Hope you are understand. So, students, now we are going to practice another rule. If there is two and two in affirmative sentence, then we have to negative. We have to so that. We have to write instead of to so and instead of to that. Okay. Then first subject. First subject. Then according to tense. We have to write cannot or could not. So students, if there is two and two in an affirmative sentence, you have to write so instead of two, and instead of two, we have to write that, and then first subject of affirmative sentence, and according to tense, we have to write cannot or could not. If if the sentence is in present tense, then we have to write cannot, and if it is in past tense, then we have to write could not. Okay, so let's practice with sentences. The sum is too difficult to solve. So student, the sum is too difficult to solve. This is an affirmative sentence, and when we transform this sentence into negative, we have to write the sum is so, instead of too difficult, instead of too that, then first subject of the affirmative sentence, the sum is so difficult that, it will not the first subject. According to sentence, you have to understand the meaning of the sentence, and according to the sentence, you have to bring the subject, and if as the sentence is the sum is too difficult to solve, here we cannot solve, or he cannot solve, or they cannot solve. You can bring any subject from those subject, but you can't bring the first subject, because the sum cannot solve itself. Okay, do you understand? So we have to write or bring some personal subject, personal pronoun or personal subject. So we can write any personal pronoun. The sum is so difficult that I cannot solve it. Okay. So let's practice another sentence. The man is too old to utter a single word. So the man is so instead of too old that he cannot utter a single word. That means the man is too old to utter a single word. লোকটি এত বৃদ্ধ যে সে কোনো ওয়ার্ডই একটি ওয়ার্ডও উচ্চারণ করতে পারে না, শব্দ উচ্চারণ করতে পারে না। তাহলে এখানে দেখো এটা যখন এই টু থাকবে এখানে, তারপরে নেগেটিভ সবসময় নেগেটিভ সেন্টেন্স ধরতে হবে, যে এরপরে সবসময় নেগেটিভ সেন্টেন্স আছে। এই জন্যে যখন তোমরা অ্যাফার্মেটিভ থেকে নেগেটিভ করবে তখন তোমাদেরকে ক্যান নট অর কুড নট নিতে হবে। ওকে, so students, we have learned today two rules of transformation of sentences from affirmative to negative, and I am writing some sentences for your practice at home. So when I will write on the board, you have to write it on your khata, okay, and you have to practice the sentences from affirmative to negative at home. Okay, I'm writing some sentences. We must love our country. All men must die. Then the tea is too hot to drink. Then she is too weak to walk. So students, this is your homework. Try to practice more and more at your home, and try to make sentences, many sentences at home of this item, and try to solve it and try to transform these sentences from affirmative to negative. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you very much.